Hey friends, welcome back to my crafty channel. I'm Renuka, and today we are creating more cards with the Hero Art My Monthly Kit. But I ensure you that you can use these techniques with your other dies and cards also. And I will give some wholesome idea to how to create these backgrounds, as well as some fun tags we're gonna make at the end of the video. So make sure to watch the full video to create this beautiful colorful bright backgrounds. So first of all, I took two papers. One is Nina Solar white cardstock, and another one is Canson 9 by 12 watercolor paper cold press. And then I spritzed some water on it, and then I spritzed the this one's Hero Arts green color spray as well as the pink magenta spray on it. And then I spread it on only one cardstock, and then I put them together, and then I get a two cardstock with a different color of backgrounds. With this, you can go ahead and use the distress inks, you can go ahead and use the watercolors for this techniques, and you will get a two background. I love about the watercard is that they are quite a thicker side because there is 140 lb, and when you stamp on this, it's the elements or the embellishments or this in this case these flowers gonna look like more sturdy. You don't have to repeat the cardstock and die cut them again and again to make a layer of it. So here I'm just kind of finding out with that which portion I want that flower should be stamped on. You can use this technique with any of the flower stamp or any other stamps, kind of foliage or flower, where you don't have to do the detailing like the crickets we have to do, but you can try on that also. That gonna also look very funny. And then I'm just using Watercolor ink. I'm using my Misty while stamping it. I make sure that whenever you do you can use the black embossing powder, or you can use the gold also, but it totally depend on which kind of color combinations you are going here. And then for the remaining one, I don't want to waste that. I want to use every bit of that sheet. That sheet is so precious for me, so I'm just using the same stamp. And most of the times I clean it and then I put it ink again, because if it's having the residue of before ink, then it gonna looks blotchy on some side and not properly on other side. So either way, I just stamp them, and then I decided to cut them with the die cut out, and they came with the matching dies. So we have all of these wonderful backgrounds. So let's create some card. This technique will give you a good idea for mass producing also, that you can create all of your card backgrounds at one. So in one sheet you will get a 4 backgrounds. Then you can stamp all of your sentiments once, and then you can put a one flower die or one something on that. Here I'm using ribbons also, so you will see that. So next thing I want to do here is I'm just stamping couple of sentiments here, as my Misty is out and as my stamp sheets sentiment stamp sheet is out. So I decided to add couple of them because I know the color combination gonna look same that all together. Here I'm using the Watercolor. I want that nice crisp black image. You can heat emboss it with the black embossing powder also, and you can do this kind of stuff so that you have the sentiments. So when I'm doing some kind of work, I know what is my color palette will be, and then I accordingly do the same thing. So just I can squeeze some time more. You can use the same techniques for mass producing also, although every card will be little bit different here, but maybe the process will same. So now we have all of those beautiful color cardstock, fluorescent green kind of, and with the fluorescent magenta, it's gonna look very beautiful. By the way, those magenta and like hot pink color is this year's Pantone color also. Now I will die cut out all of those, and this is the die I have from the long time. This is MFT's die, and it's having the scallop border, and I almost using it after my 3 or 4th card, and one from the Spellbinder simple one, and another from like stitch rectangles from Simon's. So these are kind of my go-to dies for creating the front of the card. And yeah, they're gonna look so nice. Now for adding more interest, I decided to add these panels on this olive green color cardstock. By the way, I use Recollections cardstock and I really like them. Most of the times I buy them from Michaels, maybe online or go to the store, and they have this bunch of packets coming in, and I really like that way. You can use whatever you have, but for layering I like these because these are 60 lb, so you can layer 2-3 cardstocks together and the card will not bulky. Because if your card is so bulky, then what gonna happen, the back side of card means it's the front one of the card where we write the sentiments inside, that will be very lightweight and that card will not stand properly. So you have to make sure that if you're adding too much layers, you have to add those layers inside also, so that the both sides of the card will be good. So here I'm adding these panels. One I add on the brown one, another I add on the ivory card base, and I really liked it how they turn out together. And then I'm just some of times it just go a little bit crooked, so I just use the trimmer, open it out and do it. So these cards are pretty simple. I'm just using these rub-ons which came in a kit. You can buy these sheets differently also, or you can use any rub-ons. I saw so many beautiful rub-ons other day on the scrapbook.com and I really like them, but I have so many stuff already going on, so I didn't buy them. But you can add you can create this own kind of backgrounds, and then you can add rub-ons and simple sentiment will do your card or a tag. Very easy to go out, but you can decorate it, and you can create a bunch of it and make a like 5 set or 6 set, and you can give someone also. So or you can use them for invitations, or you can, so these techniques are kind of go to for all the techniques. Most of the times we are struggling with the masculine cards, that how we get this card for boy, or how this we get. You can just remove that pink color there, and you can add a more rustic color like a brownish one, and you're good to go with the same cards for the guys also. So then in this stamp, I like this big flower. This is so sweet. I don't want to add something else to it, and I like that cluster of 2 flowers with the leaves and everything. And then I'm just pointing, marking little bit there, because I just want to just trim off that. And then after trimming everything, I was like, okay, this one also very simple card. You have to just put together with the foam tape. I use the same foam tape for the flower bunch as well as the sentiment, so that they're gonna raise together on the same level. So these are some simple tricks. You can add little bit of sparkle on it. You can add little bit of golden thing on it. You can add more distress inks and distress oxide to get more of it. You can just go to the dry embossing with the embossing folder. Any 3D embossing folder or normal embossing folder will do, and you will get a beautiful background for any of your cards. You don't have to see that which card I have to do. I'm just putting all of my dies together, and most of the times I lost the small dies, so that's why I'm doing that. Then I decided to put all these flowers together, so I will get kind of the flower in rows, something like that. And when I put them together, I found that it is too much going on, like the background is too much, the flowers are too much. So I want more simplicity in this card, so I decided to stamp it rather than putting those things there. So I choose my sentiment, the same time I choose the flowers which I want to put on that. And here I'm just doing one thing while stamping them. I'll make sure that those flower stamps gonna go through last point of the my card. Like I don't want to hang those flowers around there. And if that happens with you, just take a black pen and make those stamps down to the card, so they will look like okay, they are not going in the air. And then now this is the thing here. At this moment you can dry emboss it, you can add the frame to it, you can use the full frame and make it a shaker card also, and that will also look nice. But I just decided to keep it simple. I add little bit of distress oxides here. You can use distress inks also. I just add that color. Then I go ahead and So after cleaning everything, I really like that combination. Then I'm just going old school for the card making, I think. So I'm using here the bone folder and those niches to create score lines on the card, and I'm creating double score line, and it will give you a kind of a frame. Now here, if you don't want to do that, you can just grab a black or a golden pen or white pen and just gel pen and just add 2 lines for a border. You can go ahead and use any scallop border die on it, but I decided this time that I will keep it very simple. And then I'm kind of finding out that which background should I put it here, like just for a matting, and I'm going with a couple of colors. Now if you think about how should you choose the colors, you can just pick the colors from your cardstock. Like here I have that color of rainbows, I can choose any color, but sometimes you like the bright look, sometimes you like little bit more muted look. So depending upon your taste and the occasion of the card, you can choose your colors. And each time why I go with this process, that process will give you a visual treat as well as exercise to your eyes and brain, that how you're gonna choose your colors together. Because this is the exercise we used to do every time when we are in college or when we are designing anyone's homes or restaurant. When we create a mood board, we choose lots of things there. We stick the mood board on the wall, and then we stick the fabric, the pattern paper, maybe any small things, the bits, the anything, the pictures, and then we saw that how that clutter gonna look all together. And sometimes we know that this color will not look together good, but still we try that color. Sometimes we change the color tint or a shade to see how it gonna look better. So this is the same thing we are doing here. The next thing I'm doing here is I saw one of the card on the Hero Arts card sheet which came with the kit. I don't want to recreate that card, but I really like that idea, that how they create this kind of circle and then they put this card. So this background, that watercolor background, we already created in the last video, and that was the amazing thing, and I want to create it again and again. And this scallop border, this scallop circle die is from the scrapbook.com. It's like circles of too many dies. I bought it for scrapbooking. And then these, some of the flowers, they don't stamp properly, or some of the flowers I don't like their color, so I'm just hiding those part and using whatever I like. And I'm just making this flower cluster or bouquet more longer so that it will exaggerate and that golden frame will go back. Now just to match that golden frame, I decided to add the golden background to my sentiment also, which we already stamped it before. And I use the same color spray, so color gonna go together very nicely. Again, I'm doing the same process which I just talked before 2 minutes. And now I decided to see which colors are going to good and something like that. And then after seeing all those colors, I decided I will go this time with the black one, although the olive green also looking great, but black will give me that kind of frame as well as that gonna tie with my sentiment. So you can see when I put that little bit of the black border are all around that front of the card, that gonna look very nice. This is the 5x7 card base, and I'm just putting that on the it, and white will also give me that kind of frame look for it. So these are the small things, how you can elevate your card, how you can match the things, how can you put all things together so it will look more nicer and more cohesive in the way eye pleasing to the eyes. Now let's move to the next card. So for this one, I grab all those flower stamps, and then I decided to stamp all over and create a frame kind of look with it. So here I'm grabbing only the bigger flowers, and I will use the Hero Arts variegated ink, which having like 3 or 4 things in different colors of green, olive green, three pads, and then I'm just putting that going up and down, and then I'm putting these flowers all around at the edge of the card. So you can use this technique with any of other flower stamps or foliage stamp, that gonna look or work the same way. You can use with all the leaves you have, and if you don't have those, just go around and see your stash and find 2 3 different leaves from different stamp sets or tickets, or you can find the same for the flowers, and then you can do this kind of stuff. And then little bit of portion of it is like whitish, then I decided to use that Mouvlon ink, distress ink, and I will add those inks on the corner as well as the white portion of it. So when we splash it and color it, maybe some portion will remain white. So if you don't like that white background is popping up there, you can add the similar color which is going there. Now here, if you see my card base, the one side is more pink color and other side is more on the lighter shade. So this is very organic, so I don't want to change at that moment when I did it, and I thought that I will do heat embossing on it. So I did the heat embossing. I put all the steps by steps that I put the stamp, and then I decided I will go with that copper heat embossing powder which came in the kit, but somehow I don't like it. Yes, and how I change it, that I will show that also. So first of all, we heat emboss. Then you may see that if I know that I will not using that, then why I'm showing, why I didn't cut it out. But maybe some techniques I'm showing here maybe work for you, for not maybe this card, but maybe the other cards, that how you can save your beautiful background when you don't like your stamping there. So one thing with the heat embossing is there. Here what happened, heat embossing go very well, but that card background is too busy, that golden color is not popping on that. So I should use the black color for this, maybe that gonna pop in up, but I didn't use black, so I decided to pop up that color. So I used the same spray, and here I'm using the brush and kind of giving the brush stroke kind of effect, so to see that it gonna look nicer or not. But when I did that, I thought the other backgrounds is too much dull, so I add the Hero Arts reactive inks there, and I try to make it more colorful. And then I'm using here mini mister. So this thing can work for you if your background is different. This doesn't work for me, but it may be work for you. And then I'm just putting those excess inks and colors on the same paper, which is the leftover for the before our project. Then I add more and more colors. Sometimes I fall that red is too much, pink is too much, and then I put the green is too much. But somehow I'm trying to, like, I really want this should work, but it is not working for me. I didn't like it. Simple thing what you can do here is you can just cut out a black strip or a brown strip and heat emboss it with the white and put on that stamp. But if that is not the idea, then what should we do? So then I decided to add more things to it. So those are the small foliage stamp came in the kit, and then I added only one of it with the black color. Now that black color just bind together all the stuff together. Now this background is looking more better than before. So it is like that you are doing first negative painting. If you are doing the watercolor paintings, for the negative painting we do like this, first we go the lighter and then darkest, something like that. So here I'm doing the same thing, and now after putting those black things and the background is kind of going to more muted and ghost stamping there, I decided to put this in more brighter color, and this is like a brightest yellow, and then I just put the whole panel on that. And then I thought, okay, now it's working for me, now it's looking a little bit good for me. So then I just put a paper and just go ahead and rub it on it so that it will stick nicely and flat. And I never do formatting, like I'm measuring everything and then sticking everything. I stick and then cut out whatever is the excess by just eyeballing it, and that really works for me. Then I'm choosing again a 5x7 base here, and I decided to put that card there, and definitely we will work on that sentiment also. But first of all, I want to see that how that things look together on the white card base. You can go ahead and make a black card base also for this kind of card, and that gonna really pop up the whole thing around. So next I thought that I should hide that with this volume. So I have this beautiful volume paper, just kind of pearly effect, and then I put this thank sentiment, and this big thank came in one of the spellbinders big die of the month kit. And I really like that how those black leaves and this golden thing and everything yellow turn out very well together. Now I'm very happy with this card. So let's see how many cards we make. So we make this card, this card, this card, this card, as well as these ones. So then I realized that I lost the footage of these two cards, like where these are coming. So I just heat emboss it with the white embossing powders and then add those birds there and these grass from MFT, and I'm kind of combining whole that background. So for the next one, we will create the tags out of these paper. So in real life these tags look so beautiful that I can match those tags with the some of the greetings, and I can send the gifts or something like that. So this size is not a card size, this is a smaller than card size. This may be 4x4 size. So I just decided to add one stamping on it and do something with my leftovers. So now this point I have many leftover. I don't want to create many things, but I want to use whatever I have with me at that moment. So I just grab the Memento black ink and my favorite stamp. I just stamp it, and you look at it how beautiful it is. It looks so beautiful on that. And then the same thank die already I have it, I decided to use there. This is a leftover piece what we cut before the scallop border for our green card, and then I just stick things together, and then I pick those thank in pink and black color to just kind of matching all together stuff, so it will look more nicer that way. It come out so well. Then I decided to turn it into like card rather than the tag for particularly this one. And then I have these butterflies from the previous project, the same from the Hero Arts, and like most of the times you have so many things, you deck it out so many things, and they are just lying around your desk, so you can create these kind of quick cards with them. I hardly took not even a 5 minutes to put down all this card together, because I have already all the stuff together. And this time I use the pink base to kind of just match that pink thing, and then I'm just cutting the excess, making it more straight because it's a little bit crooked, and then just move to the next one. So I have this next one now. For this I decided to use the Hero Art paste, and I don't know, my Hero Art paste is totally dry in a 1 month. And then I was like, oh my goodness, let's see if I can add water and it will work. I will show you. Then I saw some of the tricks on the internet that people are putting the inside little bit press and seal, something like that, so it will not dry up. But I never had this problem with the this paste, the Tim Holtz paste. So then okay, my craft knife is not meeting, so I'm just removing the next one, and then I'm just add. Now this stencil is also from the Hero Arts. It came in the kit, the mixed media kit, and I really like this stencil. They have everything in this stencil for the mixed media kind of project. And then I add little bit of that paste here and there by using those things, and I add little bit of inks also. I just want to see that how that gonna look on this kind of background, and definitely it is looking so beautiful. And now I can go ahead, make crazy of it, and I can add all of that on all the tags, but I decided to stop there, and I decided that I will not do that. I will do something else with those. So after I put that drying, and I'm not using any tag dye here. I'm just first I eyeball it, but if you want to perfection, you can just do the same length from both the sides of the corner, and you can just cut it apart. Just here I'm doing this mat is so good. I love this mat. I using like the for everything, my mixed media, my any coloring project, whichever I'm filming it, videoing it or not. So then after that I just decided to put that thank there, and before that I want to stamp there. So these are very simple and minimalistic things. You can do these kind of stuff for Christmas also. Make sure to watch my Christmas series, where last year I put so many tags, different ideas and way, but this is the really simplest way. You can do it. You can use these kind of stuff on Thanksgiving also. and you can make it so many tags with the 9 by 12 sheet, right? Maybe one time you can make a 12 or 30, yeah, 12 or 16 cards. And then I'm using here the ghost stamping, and then I decided to add this blue one. So I don't like that whitish thing, so I add the blue one, so it kind of combine and looking more cohesive together. A distress oxide salty ocean I add, and that gave me such a beautiful background. Now if you don't want to create your background like I do, there are many papers like watercolor kind of looking paper, pattern papers available in the market. You can use that. Now here I decided to stamp behind to and from, and this is the very long time I have Inka Dinka do stamp, and it's always on my desk. Whenever I want to stamp something like that, I just pull it out and I just use it. Then I just stamp it on all of them, like you can do the same thing like I do. And then and if you don't want to do, you can use, I think Lawn Fawn also have this kind of stamp. I have those also. And then I'm just cleaning my stamp and putting that away. And then most of the times what happen when we create these kind of stamps or papers, we just for the video purpose, just for it looking good, means people use so many paper, and that paper is wasted, and I don't like to waste a paper. So nowadays I'm reusing the paper, and then I use this mat, so it gonna clean it very nicely. I don't use the paper towels much. I use the kitchen rags. I use the same kitchen rags for my crafting also. You can see those in my hand. I just bought them from Amazon. You can bought them from anywhere, so that we are not wasting the paper. Basically, you can reuse your paper the different way. And whenever you're creating art, before creating art, like sometimes you think so much that should I give it to someone, it will look nice or not, or is it okay to hang it on a wall. So whatever I think is, just think that you are using that paper, so it's better to be use a perfect way, a nicer way, because we are taking so much trees out. We are not reducing the plastic, we are just cutting the trees. So this is just my opinion. Maybe some people don't agree me, some people like more cleaner and nicer look. So don't be like offensive, it's just my way of doing the things. You see what your way of doing the things. And then I just do the small punches, the hole punches there, so that we can put the ribbon or the twine there. And I do embroidery also, so I have embroidery foils, and they are just sitting on my desk, and I was like, oh wow, this kind of matching together. Maybe these rainbow colors are my colors, so I just putting them there one, and from others I am not putting them. So maybe in the next video I can show you that how I will combine these cards, how you can create inside and outside of the card. And these are the different techniques I use here. You can put this direct tag on the simple card base, and that will also look nice. Means just like that, you can see, you can do that also. But most of the times, like you have, if you have tags in your hand, you can use them both the ways. You can put them on the front of the card, so it will create the card idea, or just like I'm seeing here, showing you here. Or you can just make all these kind of stuff, like mixed media stuff together, and then you can turn them into according to your occasion, or you can put the main sentiment or die afterwards according to your need. So we make lots of cards, and still we have lots of supplies left, so we can make more cards out of it. And don't forget to watch that video, like where I give all the ideas, the first video of unboxing and ideas. And then I'm using more of these inks to add more texture on this mixed media kind of tags. And then I just saw that what I have anything else sitting on there my desk, and I saw this hugs one, so I really like this stamp. Sorry, die cut. I think this is from Lawn Fawn. No, I don't know, I don't remember even. And then I put the thanks. So these are the simple things you can do and convert the things. I hope I give you lots of idea, and the same time you're gonna try your ideas with mixing with my ideas. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel, leave me a comment. For the more details, you can head over to my blog and see all the details, cards and supplies and photos there. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your comments, and if you have any queries and suggestion, let me know. And until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye, take care.